What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to Weights and Dates with your boy, Donovan Sharpe. Actually, I was supposed to say with your boy, Myron Gaines.
No, all good, man. Myron Gaines, Donovan Sharpe, Weights and Dates. Let's get it, man. Sunday night.
Yes, sir. Of course, listen, man. So I was out there on Thursday night, and dude, I was out there for the Thursday podcast. I got to tell you, man, that was the most fun I've ever had doing a podcast. Like, dude, that was a blast, man. That was great.
No, it was a great show, man. And dude, I was reading through the comments. Thank you guys for all the supportive comments, man. I do look at the comments, and people were like, "Man, this was like the All-Star game. You know, we got three guys like just chopping up game or whatever." And it was a great conversation. And here's the beauty: there were some things that me and Donovan disagree on. You know what I'm saying? And that's completely okay.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And there's some things that I disagree with on Fresh. And I think honestly, an echo chamber is the worst thing you can have. The thing is that when you can disagree respectfully and give your side and be like, you know what, I see your point too. Your point is good as well. You know, like for example, I think one guy was about like, living with your parents or whatever like that, smashing like that. And we had different views on it.
Yep.
Or like having a girl sleep over. We had different views, but each of us had really good reasons for having that view. And we're able to give two different perspectives. And then whatever, the person that's listening can fit with better, they could take that advice. So I think it's really important to have different perspectives. It's awesome dialogue.
I totally agree. And it was interesting because the whole, hey, should I let a girl spend the night the first time I smash her? Initially, I was like, no. But then you brought up the situation. Listen, of course I do, because my situation is different. I don't live with my parents. I live by myself. Right. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if she starts asking questions. I mean, what is she going to find out about you that she's not going to like?
Sure. And then, but you brought up a good point too. Like you're getting a hotel, because for the people that want to have a little bit of context, like a caller called in and said, hey, I want to have sex with girls, but I don't have a place to bring her. I want to get an Airbnb or a hotel. And I was like, well, normally I'll let a girl sleep over if she's cool. I don't have a problem with it. But Don was like, no, don't do it. But Donovan's reasoning was good, because he was like, listen, the longer she stays over, she's going to ask more questions, try to figure out your situation. Why do you have a hotel when you only live a town over? What the hell? And then that would expose the fact that you live with your parents. Boom, you're going to take an L. So in that case, it's probably better to cut your losses, to cut it sooner, so that you don't reveal unflattering realities about yourself.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So great perspectives either way.
And the interesting thing is here, I'm getting ready to bring up the article that we're going to talk about here. The interesting thing is this is actually one of the main reasons I decided to formulate the 6, is because I know that every one of us, we are all very, very different. We come from all walks of life. And I think that's why it is, and I don't know, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it's probably the most watched roundtable podcast in this community.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that anyone else is watching another roundtable discussion like ours as much as they watch this. And I think it is largely because of the fact that we really do have, sometimes we have differing opinions. Sometimes we disagree on things, but we all agree on the fundamentals.
Yes.
That's what it comes down. As long as we all agree on the fundamentals, then everything can be harmonious. We had a panelist who was not fundamentally aligned with us, and some things happened, and that person is not on the panel anymore. This doesn't mean we don't like people. This doesn't mean that we're averse to disagreeing with one another, but we want to disagree with each other respectfully, number one, and number two, we want to make sure that we agree on the fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
Don't hate on anybody, but we understand that the dating market is a bleep show because of women. We also understand that men are largely responsible for that, but I've never been the guy who's just going to blame men all the time. That does not fundamentally align with my belief system, and so changes had to be made, so they were made.
Yeah, and that's not a knock to the guy that, the panelists, whatever. We still respect the man.
Of course,
I don't have anything negative to say about him. I don't have a problem with him. Nope. At the end of the day, everyone has different views, and the only thing you could do really is you respect that other view, and it is what it is. I mean, hell, I've had discourse with even feminists. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, right. Well, you want to have your views, I have my views. It's fine. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I could talk with anybody, really.
Not me. I do not. That's that is where Myron Gaines is a better man than me. Nope, sorry, can't do it. Devin in the chat talking about you get a really nice setup. Yeah, dude, Miami's awesome. Dude, Miami was awesome. I was like, dude, this is great. Okay, let's go ahead and guys, we got 384 people in here. Hit the like button.
Please like the video, guys.
And listen, you need to put me up on the sound effect game. I need to get that Don DeMarco. Like everybody else has that except for me. I feel left.
I'll send you the soundbite after this.
See, there we go. Now I'm going to feel like I'm part of the group.
Shout out to Solo TV 84, man. He was the first one to use it, so I'm always going to give him credit, man. Shout out to him.
Before we get started, the subscriber count watch is 99,728 subscribers. So at this very moment, I am 272 subscribers away.
We can hit that tonight on the 7, man. We can hit that tonight, man.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
Subscribe to the video, guys. So subscribe to Donovan's channel if you haven't already. Donovan Sharpe, subscribe. This man is putting in work. He has more content than anyone I've ever seen. If you're on his Patreon, literally your phone's going to be blown up with alerts. You know what I'm saying? I'm on his Patreon, because I show support to my brother. And like, yeah, man, this guy, no one puts out more content than this guy. It's outrageous. It's crazy.
Sure. This is why I'm a zombie now. So
yes.
Always a price to be paid. All right, guys. So what we're going to talk about today, and let me blow this up so you guys can see. So Candace Owens, who is a political pundit, is someone that is not very popular in the Black community. Mm-hmm. A content creator who shall remain nameless compared me to this woman. I thought it was so disingenuous. And the reason why he compared me to this woman is because he wants to make sure that all of his followers and subscribers hold him in high regard. They don't want that. In his mind, it's either me or it's him. Mm-hmm. Have those niggas. Like, I don't care. At any rate, Candace Owens is a Black conservative political pundit who does not pull punches in terms of what she thinks about feminism and the Black community. Mm-hmm. Well, there are things that Candace Owens says that I disagree with, like the whole, and I don't want to get into the whole Twin Cities thing that happened with the law enforcement.
Yes.
Floyd Mayweather's namesake's whatever. I guess that's I'll try to keep that clean for YouTube. Mm-hmm. She came out and said he wasn't, what the law enforcement person did was he was well within his. Don't agree with that. And I think that sometimes Candace, this is where, and Hotep Jesus and I talked about this when he was actually out here, mm-hmm. is that I think that Candace Owens, unfortunately for her, has pigeonholed herself. Because if she comes out and talks about anything that is the opposite of what her audience wants to hear, then all of a sudden she's outed, right? She's ousted. Mm-hmm. She'll be exiled from the community, so she has to toe that line. Well, this is not one of those times. So she talked a bunch of junk about Harry Styles, and I have no idea who Harry Styles is, but I guess he's a celebrity.
Yeah, he's the guy who put on a dress or something like that, I think, on Twitter.
Yeah, he's a celebrity. I don't know who he is, where he came from, but apparently he did a cover shoot. So I'm going to read this article, and we're going to break this down piece by piece here. So it says, celebrities and fans alike rallied to defend Harry Styles on Monday in response to a negative tweet about the artist from conservative author Candace Owens. In her post Saturday, Owens tweeted Vogue's magazine photos from Harry Styles' cover shoot to voice concern over the feminization of men. Her tweet says, quote, "There is no society that can survive without strong men. The East knows this. In the West, the steady feminization of our men at the same time that Marxism is being taught to our children is not a coincidence. It is an outright attack. Bring manly men back."
She's speaking facts, though.
She is speaking facts. Here is who is this guy? I have no idea who this guy is.
Oh, look, I think he's an entertainer. He's a singer-songwriter.
So I don't know. Maybe he's a painter or something. But artist. Is Harry Styles posing in a dress? Why would let's first things first here, Myron. Like, he's a celebrity, right? That's the only reason why he can get away with this.
Absolutely, 100%. If a normal guy wore a dress like that, it wouldn't.
What are we doing?
Yeah, like the only reason, because women commented on this tweet saying, "Oh, he looks so attractive," blah blah blah, which we all know that's a bunch of BS. The only reason he's even getting that love is because he has clout.
Listen, if Harry Smith from down the street takes a picture, walks down the street in a dress, or goes somewhere in a dress,
yeah,
The girls are turned off and the guys are looking at him funny because it's Harry Styles. Of course, listen. He's Harry freaking Styles. Whoever he is, he's going to look great in everything because of the female mind.
Yep.
If he's Harry Smith, it's not the same thing. I didn't mean to cut you up, but go ahead.
No, that's all I was going to say is that clout is the ultimate, if a guy wanted one like thing to have to be attractive to women universally, it is clout and fame and notoriety. And this guy has that. So he can pull it off wearing a dress, you know what I'm saying? And, having a lot of money also helps.
Absolutely. So I'm told that Harry Styles is a singer he's a singer in a boy band called One Direction.
Okay. Yeah, I knew he was a singer. I just didn't know for which group. Okay.
So Harry Styles is in a boy band, which means he gets Badussy thrown in his direction all the time.
Not even trying. Yeah.
Without even trying. So again, if he's Harry Smith instead of Harry Styles, this is a non-issue. Red Pill Mike with the $5 super chat says they tried to ban him, but they couldn't stop him. 100K by the end of the night. Who knows? Maybe.
Let's do it, guys. Subscribe, share his channel with your friends right now while you're on the stream.
The drive to 100K. Jason Moreno, $2 says, do you guys remember Pharrell on the cover of GQ? I remember that vaguely.
Let me look it up because Pharrell's been on GQ so many times because people love the fact that the guy doesn't age. Well, let me look.
Yeah, dude, he's like 47 years old and he looks like he's 20.
Yeah, that guy has not. Father Time has not came and collected from him yet.
well, he is a man, right? So he is going to age very slowly. But dude, he is the embodiment of black don't crack.
Yeah.
So, while Myron is looking this up, what Candace Owens agree or disagree with her viewpoints, she's right. There is no society that can survive without strong men. Now, let me ask you this question here, Myron. She says the East knows this. I mean, my guess is that the East probably does, right? Like, dude, Russia, China, those are masculine. And now, of course, to try, those are communist. Listen, communism or not, you can't, there is no, whether it's communism, socialism, or capitalism, we're a capitalistic society here. A society cannot survive without strong men. And a lot of people talk about the fact that, dude, we're going to fall. Like the United States eventually is going to fall. Now, thankfully for me, I'll be dead and buried by the time that comes around. But Candace is right, man. Tell us why.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that peace is created by strong men. You know what I mean? People don't understand that peace came on hands riddled with blood from strong men. That's the reality. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we have the liberties we have now, why the United States is the most powerful country in the world, is because we've killed a lot of people to get to this position. I hate to say it like that, but that's the reality. That's how peaceful civilizations are formed, through violence. And who conducts the violence? Men. So whenever you become soft and you do stuff like this, it's just going to be a matter of time, because quite frankly, human nature is to overtake those that are weaker than themselves, right? Men exist to conquer. You know what I'm saying? So if we show weakness, right, with this stuff that's going on right now, granted, yes, this is just a boy band guy, whatever it may be. But I've always said it, young men, because as you guys know, I'm 30 years old. I'm a younger guy. I was born in 1990, so I'm a millennial. Guys in my age demographic, quite frankly, and I'm not going to swear, I'm going to keep this clean, are PUSS plural. And you know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because we live in a society now where, quite frankly, we have an obesity rate that's around 70%. Guys are, just like Rollo always says, little boys are taught to be like little girls. We're giving boys more and more medication so that they can sit still in class, and quite frankly, men learn through, getting scraped and bruised and everything like that. That's not encouraged anymore. I'll tell you guys right now, a big reason why I'm the man I am today is because, number one, I had a father in the house. And then number two, I was bullied as a kid, guys. Like, shout out to Jordan Reed, he's a childhood friend of mine. And the thing is that
Jordan Reed, tight end for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes, he's a childhood friend of mine. And I remember growing up, we grew up in New Britain, Connecticut together. His older brother, David Reed, who also played for the Baltimore Ravens, and he has a Super Bowl ring, he used to bully us.
He played for that too, the Super Bowl 35 team with Ray Lewis and Tony Sirigusa. Okay, yeah. Exactly.
He had like an amazing kick return, and he has a Super Bowl ring. But I remember vividly as a kid, David used to bully me and Jordan. You know what I mean? They used to like beat up on us in the basketball court. They used to pick on us. They used to throw us in the pool. Like, they used to mess with us because we're about 5 years younger than them. But I'll tell you guys this, and if David, if you're watching, or Jordan, thank you, because that made me a stronger guy. Because from them beating us in basketball all the time, from them, basically destroying us and letting us know that we couldn't beat them, it made us work harder to eventually beat them in pickup basketball. And that's how men learn. That's how men grow. Men grow through adversity. That's just the reality. So when you make guys live like women do, right? Where, you know, because quite frankly, let's keep it real. Women don't deal with the same level of adversity as men do, right? Men must become, women just are.
Right.
You're training boys and men, more importantly, to become soft. Guys become soft. When the invaders come in, what are you going to do? Oh, let's just talk this out. Nah, bro, there ain't no talking. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, this is a smaller scaled issue of a larger problem. You know what I mean?
Not only that, and I want to touch on something you just pointed out. Bullies are necessary.
Facts.
Listen, man, and listen. Even though bullies are necessary, I'm not going to sit here and say that people can't be negatively affected by bullying. Okay. Because back when I was a kid, I had to deal with bullies all the time. That, to me, that was just a part of life. Listen, the first kid who tried to bully me, never forget this kid's name. I was a fourth grader. His name was His name was Trace. And that's why we called him Trace. He's a white kid with red hair. And the reason why we called him Trace is because he was a third. Like, his name was blah, 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 the third. So everybody at school called him Trace. And so this fifth grader who used to bully everybody. Well, I'm the new kid at school, and we're playing Foursquare. And he'd been talking junk to me for like the whole week. And, you know, I mean, I didn't know what to do at this point. I knew I had to shut him up. So we're playing Foursquare. It had rained the previous day. So he takes the ball, he bounces it in mud, then he kicks it at me. I'm wearing a white shirt. Shirt. I ran right up to this kid, and I socked him with a left hook. He goes down in a heap. I jump on him. 1, 2, 3. Mrs. Zinkner comes in. She pulls me off. Trace is bleeding all over the place. Guess what didn't happen for the rest of the year? Trace did not bully me anymore, right?
Yep, that's how men learn, man. Like, as a kid,
dude, this is how we learn.
This is how men learn, you know, not to mess around. Like, when I was a kid, and I used to hate growing up. I used to like have a resentment towards my father. But now that I'm an adult, I thank him, because anytime I did anything stupid, he immediately would smack me. He'd hit me, whatever. But I'm glad he did, because my dad taught me that this bad behavior cannot be accepted, and he negatively reinforced it with violence.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm glad he did it, because if he didn't do it, guess who would have to do it for me? The police, the state.
That's right.
Next thing I know, I'm in trouble. I'm in jail, whatever it may be, and I got to deal with the consequences from the system now versus just dealing with it from my dad.
And listen, the system is. Listen, your father is far more lenient than the system. Please believe.
Facts.
Please believe. Okay. And listen, man, like we've all been disciplined, but this is why discipline and bullies are necessary. If you can't learn to overcome certain things in life, and dude, my mother and father never taught me how to deal with bullies. I was always a hot-headed kid, and anytime somebody bullied, and I was always the new kid at a lot of schools, and anytime some kid bullied me, I would just go kick his ass. That's just how I did things. But what has happened in society is that we have criminalized, and again, I'm not sitting here saying that bullies are, I'm not going to sit here and say that nothing but good things comes from bullying. No, I'm not encouraging kids to bully. Listen,
because some people are going to misconstrue this and say, "Oh, they're encouraging bullying." No. We're just saying bullying makes men. Quite simply, it does.
Listen, bullies are a necessary part of life. No, you don't want kids bullied, but we have gone so far in the other direction. Anytime a kid says anything remotely offensive, all of a sudden now he's called a bully. They suspend him from school for a week. You know what that creates, Myron? That creates soft men. This creates boys who are afraid to be boys, right? They get them all doped up on medicine, and then the next thing you know, we got dudes wearing freaking dresses.
Man, this would have never flied in the 1980s. For anyone out there that hasn't seen like Bloodsport, the Terminator movies, the Rocky movies,
series,
etc., these hyper masculine type movies, this didn't exist in the 80s. You look at Karate Kid, he was bullied the entire time, and then what did he do? He learned how to fight. He got into the tournament, and he wax on, wax off. Next thing you know, he's beating this dude's booty, right?
Right.
Pause. I'm trying to keep it clean. But you know what I'm saying, right? So he won the fight. But what does it show you? Adversity builds men. You know what I mean? This was like kind of a thing in the 80s. Rocky, his best friend Apollo Creed gets killed by the steroided up Russian Drago, right? And what does he do? He trains in the wilderness, in the snow, busting his back, and he's able to win, right? Like, adversity builds men. Now what do we got in movies? We got like random female stars that are playing traditionally masculine roles, like the new James Bond, etc., because everyone wants to be politically correct. We got this Terminator movie with this female star, and I'm not saying women can't like be leads in action movies. But for you to purposely take out the male, right, archetype, right, to replace it with a woman to be more politically correct and hit some kind of like leftist ideal, quite frankly, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? You're basically watering down. Sorry.
Not only is it not the same, it's dangerous. When you cast 120 pound, 120 pound whatever, 120 pound woman, and she's taking down these big armored up 250.
Yeah, seriously.
But here's why that's dangerous. And we all say, well, those are movies, like those aren't real. You want to know something? Females are assaulting men at a higher rate. Number one, why? Because they know there are no consequences for them. Number two, if a man retaliates, there are severe consequences. But number three, they actually think they can do what they see in the movies. They say, well, if a lead of the battle angel or whoever the hell she is, or if some 110 pound broad in a movie can beat up men, then so can I, right? Even our commercials, like this ridiculous Nissan commercial with Brie Larson, it's just. This is absolutely positively what breeds this kind of behavior, and it's bullies. And I'll go you one further. In the previous Rocky 3, he went through adversity. Then he was on top of the world. He got soft as the champion.
Yes,
he gets soft as the champion. A young hungry fighter, dude, destroys him in the ring.
Clubber Lang.
Yeah, Clubber Lang, Mr. T destroys him in the ring. And oh, by the way, a lot of people don't realize that that's the first time the world was introduced to Mr. T, because in the credits it says, and introducing Mr. T. Anyway, he gets destroyed. He gets destroyed by T. His manager dies, and now he's in a tailspin.
Yep.
What happens? Apollo comes to save the day, trimmed him down, taught him to move, use his body with the depth. He had to overcome that adversity. Mr. T was the quote unquote bully. Mr. T talked shit. Mr. T kept trying to get a fight with Rocky.
Yeah.
And he kept ducking him. Finally, right out here at the Rocky steps, T looks at Adrian and says, "Hey, check this out.
Hey, woman." Remember that?
That's all Rocky needed to hear. He allowed himself to get baited into that fight, and T destroyed him. Rocky was probably at the lowest point of his life at that point, but he had to overcome adversity. There is no adversity. And you want to know something? If a mythical Rocky Balboa grew up in the 2000s, you know what would have happened to him if that happened? You want to know what he would have done if that happened to him? If Apollo Creed walks into his gym after he cried on his motorcycle all night, he'd been like, "Nah, I'm done. I can't do it anymore," because he didn't know how to overcome adversity. This is what these things do, man. This is why we talk about these things.
That scene when Clubber Lang yells at Adrian and says, "Hey, woman, how about you come to my hotel? I'll show you what a real man is like." That would never fly in today's Hollywood.
No. Oh my God. You want to know? You know what? You check this out. If Mr. T says that to Adrian Balboa in 2020, dude, he's canceled.
He's canceled. Yeah.
Take away his fight money. Blah blah blah. But get that, dude. But listen, this is the world we live in. This is the world we live in
now. Yeah, times have drastically changed. And for anyone who hasn't seen an action 80s movie, especially you younger guys that are watching, go back and watch these 80s action movies, Bloodsport, Terminator, the Rocky series, Karate Kid, etc., and then come back and watch these newer movies and see how bad it has degraded over time.
And I'll tell you this: if you're looking, well, how can I find these movies? Watch The Expendables. Look at the credits, all of the actors in the movie Expendables series. Look up their IMDb and then go watch their movies from the 80s.
Perfect.
Dude, Wesley Snipes, Jet Li, Stallone, dude, Dolph Lundgren, who is, oh my, it's like an all-star. It's like, of course, Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, and so on and so forth. Ruben G with the $5 super chat says, to experience peace, one had to go through war. That's exactly what you just said.
Facts. Freedom isn't free, man. And we live in a society now that people think it is free.
Nope.
People have to die, and there's got to be blood on hands for you to live a peaceful existence. Just that people are soft and think like these crazy, I don't want to get into gun control, but like these crazy libs that are like, oh, take away all the guns. Okay, why? So the police and criminals are the only ones that have weapons? Oh, okay.
Dude, that's the thing, man. And you know what? It's funny. And this is the arm laws, I guess, to keep it clean for YouTube.
Yes.
In states where those laws are just like you can't even say the word weapon and you'll get put in jail. Those are the states with the most arms crimes. Guess who's not breaking into houses and killing people? People who live in Texas. You want to know why? Because every Texan has arms. You want to know where else they don't do it? They don't do it. They don't do it in the state of Nevada. They do it all the time in New York. They do it all the time in California.
Yep.
Out of here with that, man.
Yep. The places that have the worst arms crimes,
yes,
typically are left-wing states that has severe arms laws.
And what do arms represent? Arms represent masculinity.
Yeah, man. It's facts, man. Facts. And here in the state of Texas, a fun fact for you guys, in the state of Texas, even if you are a convicted Ellen, you can have an arm in your house after 5 years of conviction. It's crazy.
Yeah,
they don't retract arms laws for even those guys.
Nope. You listen, man. Listen, they are Second Amendment
heavy,
so to speak. Yeah, savvy. That's a better word. Red Pill Mike with a $100 super chat.
Wow.
Empathy is a necessary human emotion, but RP men don't let the feelings of women dictate the direction our lives are going to take. Successful civilizations know this to be true, and just because most successful men don't claim the RP, their lifestyle supports it. Wow.
Thank you so much, Red Pill Mike. You're always giving the big super chats, man.
God, he really needs to have a podcast or at least have a blog or something, because that dude drops gems.
Yeah.
Erland, $10 says Candace needs to be a bit more specific with the East being masculine. Korea, Japan's, and even parts of China are a lot more feminine than us. Look at their entertainment industries. He's got a point. He's got a point there, but he does have a point, because there's the Fafafini out there, I think in Thailand. That's kind of a weird thing. Just look that up. A lot of the how can I put this? A lot of the Transformers, they have a very high Transformer population out in that area. But I think she was talking about, the masculine strongholds like, Russia, most of China, etc. So, yeah.
And even in these Asian countries where they have a little bit, like K-pop, for example, oh, the boys look feminine, whatever it may be. That's fine, but they still have traditional gender roles there. The family unit is still strong in these Far East countries. In Japan, which is a first world country for everyone that talks smack about MLD going over there to get girls, Japan has a very strong family unit with the commercials, because we actually did a dude party breakdown on this. In the commercials, they emphasize showing the family, the father is there, the mother is there, the child is there, etc. You come back to the United States, and what do we have on our sitcoms? Oh, let's make fun of the dad. He's a bumbling idiot. The wife is the one leading everything. She's the voice of reason and rationality in the TV sitcoms. And quite frankly, like, masculinity is kind of made fun of in the United States and in the West in general. And women are propped up to be this, indestructible force that, like, women can do no wrong or whatever. I mean, hell, guys, if that's not a testament to, like, we live in a gynocentric social order, as Rollo calls it, right? Like, I got to give credit to him for that. Like, we literally have a phrase that says, believe all women, as if they're incapable of lying. You know what I mean? Like, that just goes to show that things are ridiculous right now, because I don't care who you are, man or woman, anyone is capable of lying. Anyone.
Yes, of course. Listen to this. So Roy Kaufman with the $5 super chat says, guys, I'm in Denver. All the young dudes are wearing dresses. Truth. Dude, I hope you're lying.
Wow.
Dude, I hope you're lying. Dude, I hope I hope, like, Roy, I hope that's a joke.
Denver is super left, so I wouldn't be surprised. When I was out there, I was, like, kind of surprised. Like, they're super woke out there.
Wow. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta
it's outrageous, man.
Dev says Olivia tells Dev all the time bullying is the highest crime in schools. Yeah, they take bullying so seriously, they, like, expel kids for it.
Yeah, bullying nowadays is, like, a serious thing. Like, when I was in school, you shove a kid in a locker, whatever it may be.
Dude,
we make jokes on it.
Yeah, but now listen. Back in my day, right? If I can sound old, there were dudes giving kids swirlies, stuff, lockers, all that crazy stuff. None of that stuff exists anymore, and now we have soft kids who want to wear freaking dresses.
Dude, we're purple nippling each other, perp nerps, wedgies,
wet willies, noogie, all of that stuff, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well,
man.
Come to think of it, I was kind of a bully in school myself. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, you know what? I was kind of an asshole in high school. But I was really smart. So, or at least I was. I don't know about now. Red Pill Mike with the $5 super chat says cancel culture is the exact bullying that the left advocates against, but absorbs themselves in on a daily basis. Real talk.
Yep.
Rubik is back. $5 Australian says everything you just said is why China has had the stronghold for the past decades on us. There you go, man.
Another thing about China too, they don't allow American like propaganda / well, I'm not gonna say American, but like Western like type media to be consumed in their country. So like this Cardi B like WAP song would never make it into the Chinese mainstream, ever. Like I don't see any of that craziness.
No, dude, dude, WAP? You kidding me, man? Holy moly. Kyle won $5 says comedian Christopher Titus, 6'2", has a comedy bit talking about an ex-girlfriend who beat the crap out of him, a 5 foot, 100-pound girl. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like what? You think that's funny? Come on.
Women are like, dude, I've seen so many guys get assaulted like by women, and it's like completely accepted, and they don't do anything because they know if you hit a girl back, bro, you're going to jail 1,000%. It doesn't matter how much she hit you. Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. She could shoot you. She could shoot you with an arm. If you go and push her, you're going to jail. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. Times have changed.
They have. Technomage B5, $20 says the price of freedom. Constant alertness, constant willingness to fight back. There is no other price. I'm trying to tell you.
Facts.
Shima Holmes, $5 says, do you think America will ever become traditional again? That's a very good question.
Excellent question. I don't think so, bro.
I don't think so either. Listen, the only way America becomes traditional again is if the United States of America falls and another one and another country rises from the ashes in that regard. What do you think?
We're too woke right now, man. Like the scary thing is this. We live in a world now where it's being woke is cool, right? Like there's people out there that don't know anything about politics that sit there and say Trump is an evil person, Trump is a racist, blah, 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 right? They say all these bad things about him. But what they don't know is that GDP increased when he was in office. He reduced the debt. He actually did a good job in office, but no one wants to look at the objective facts. They want to look at how they feel.
Yes.
When someone says his name, Donald Trump. Oh, I feel angry. Oh, I feel that he's a racist, blah, blah, blah. But when you look at the objective facts, he actually did a good job as a president when you look at the numbers. And quite frankly, no matter who was in office, he wouldn't have been able to, account for this beer bug. You know what I'm saying? I think he handled it fairly well. But people are going to put their feet, just as Rolo says, shout out to Rolo Tomasi, man. Go read the Rational Mill, guys. Feels before reels, right? So let's attack Trump because we don't like the way he makes us feel. And this is the world that we live in now where guys want to go off of feeling versus objective fact. So, yeah, man, we're never going to go back because being woke is the way to go. Even Hollywood right now is losing money on so many movies from going woke.
And they're still doubling down, Myron. They're still doing it.
Yep.
Still doing it.
Yep.
Sports droppings. A guy I actually used to do a sports podcast with in my early days, $5, says Candace Owens just cheated on her. Candace Owens' husband just cheated on her with a brother. She's an angry, scorned chick, nothing more. She's vapid now like she has been for years. Wow. Okay. I did not know that Candace Owens was married.
Strange.
That is, I don't listen. Candace Owens is not attractive. I mean, physically,
I agree.
The way she is, she has too much masculine energy. I just don't like a mouthy woman. Like, I agree with a lot of the things she talks about because I'm a black conservative myself, but like she's just too mouthy. I can't stand mouthy bitches.
I don't think any guy likes mouthy chicks, man.
Nope. And
they're just too scared to admit that because when you say that, like they're immediately going to shame you.
You're a strong woman.
Yeah.
Listen, you want to know what the answer to that is? When they say you're afraid of a strong woman, you can't handle a strong woman. Sure, I can, but I can handle a bratty kid. That doesn't mean I want to.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Nonsense.
It's annoying.
It is. It's no, dude. God, dude.
Last thing you want to deal with is like you work all day, you make the money, whatever, and you come back and your girl wants to lecture you. Like, nah, bruh. Like, you become successful, so you never have to deal with that.
Dude, listen. Real freaking talk, man. Real talk. Question mark. $5 says a pro ball player in China was blackballed for posting a video of a Chinese lady twerking on him. They don't play that over there. Wow.
Yeah. East Asia is just based as hell, man. Like, I'm not saying everything they do is right, but like they have some things in place that definitely protect their society from becoming degenerates.
It's just it's incredible. It really is incredible. Devin actually got a little bit out of pocket when we went to when we were on the way back from Miami. And here's the thing, I'm not going to make excuses for her because I absolutely positively dealt with that, and I put the fear of God in her, and she's been super girlfriend for like the last 48 hours. Anyway, here's what happened. So we land in Miami, great flight, and we're walking, we go down to the terminal, we get our bags from baggage claim. And we get our bags and we start, walking to go to the parking deck. And Dev goes, she's like, Donovan. I'm like, what? She's like, you're going too fast. I'm like, and at that point, I was already pissed off when she did that because she said it loud enough for everyone to hear. So I continued to walk at the same pace. She said, Donovan, you're going the wrong way. Yo. I'm gonna tell you what, dude. I'm gonna tell you what, man. It was so here's what I did. Here's what I did. When she said, Donovan, you're going the wrong way, I was in public, so I couldn't really handle it like I wanted to handle it. And so I calmly said to her, fine, you go your way and I will meet you at the car. Okay. She, of course, followed me and I led us straight to the car. We got to the car. I said, if you ever do any shit like that to me again, it's going to be a bad effing night. Don't you ever tell anybody that I'm going the wrong way in public. Because even if I am, guess what? Mouth shut. That was disrespectful and out of pocket. She actually did something like this a couple of weeks ago. Had a delivery driver who's going to deliver some stuff to our house. I was working out in my gym. I was working out my gym. The garage door is open. So the delivery guy stops. All right, well, I'll just bring it in through the garage. Right. So I'm talking with the guy about the delivery. Devin comes into the gym. What's happening? I said, get your ass back in the house, but I want to get back in the house. And a lot of guys might think, well, what's wrong with what she did? Why would her telling you that you went the wrong way in a crowd, why would that piss you off? Because that's disrespectful, man. And again, this is the difference between men like us and everyone else. You got to check this behavior. This society is the reason why women are mouthy. And dude, no guy is afraid to tell his woman in public, you go your way, I go mine. Because what I wanted to say is probably not safe for YouTube and probably would have gotten me locked up by the Philadelphia police. Real talk. But I air her ass out at the car. And there was actually somebody walking down the parking deck at the time. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I need to calm it down. Right. But this is when Devin participates in these kinds of activities, I lose my mind because I'm just intolerant of that stuff. Candace Owens is that chick.
Well, let me add something to this real quick, Donovan, because people are probably listening to that and thinking like, wow, Donovan's just a hothead. Like, why is he going crazy? Let me tell you guys something real quick, because I know Donovan very well. He's a close friend of mine. This guy works very hard and he earns a very good living, right? You guys got to understand that he takes care of Devin. He treats her very well. You know what I'm saying? And she lives a very good life. And that comes at a cost, however. You want a high-value guy that's going to take care of you and get you what you want in life, and you don't have to have a worry in the world where everything is already planned and done and you don't have to deal with any stress. That comes at a cost. You want to deal with high-value guys, you got to get with the program. And the problem with a lot of guys is they're scared to put their woman on a standard. And let me tell you something. When you don't have standards, your girl's going to walk all over you. And inevitably, because it's wired in female nature, they're going to lose respect for you. Once you lose respect for you, that's when she starts stepping out on you. She starts seeing other men, and then you're walking down a divorce court wondering what's going on here. But the problems were arising from the beginning.
There you go.
You guys got to understand is Donovan is taking preemptive action to prevent that from happening, and that you can do that when you're high value. You can demand, because here's the thing: he ain't putting an arm on her head and telling her, you got to be with me. No, he's simply exerting his boundaries. This is what I want. This is what you need to do. If you don't like it, completely fine.
There you go.
On your own, I'm going to take my stuff and I'm going to go another way. And trust me, another girl's going to want to get with me, because other women would kill to get a guy on that level that has that kind of money, that has that kind of success, that can fully take care of you. So women got to understand that comes at a cost. You want a guy that's going to take care of you and provide for you? You got to hold your end of the bargain. And the problem is that girls think they can have it both ways. Oh, let me be disrespectful and out of pocket and get a high value guy. No. Don't work that way.
Now let me be clear. Here's the thing. Does that make Devin a terrible woman? No, it just makes her a woman.
Yep.
Here's what you have to understand. Your woman has to test you. She has to, right? And to be honest with you, I can't remember the last time. Dude, it was Valentine's Day. That was the last time she had gotten out of pocket on my watch. It had been a long time. Things were good. And women do this without even thinking.
Yeah.
They're not doing this on purpose. They're not doing this to make your life hard.
They're not malicious.
No, they're not. Their firmware, their software is on autopilot. Their software is constantly telling them, is constantly asking them, is he the man? Does this guy have backbone? Is this a man of strength? Is this a man worthy of respect? And if she ever questions that in her mind, she can't just ask you, are you a respectable man? No, she has to test you. So when she came into the garage and said, what's going on here? That she probably didn't realize what was happening. And girls do this without even realizing it. But the reason I lost my mind with that, think about this, guys. I'm a man. The delivery guy is a man. I'm sitting there having a conversation with him. My woman comes in and asks, what's going on? Okay. And a lot of you guys might think, well, what's the problem with that? The problem is that she is trying to exert dominance. She is trying to exert leadership. I see that the two of you are having a conversation, but I want to know what's going on. No, sweetheart. Get your ass back in the house. Men are talking. I'm going to take care of it. She understood that very clearly after that. Then a couple weeks later, she made an ass out of herself in the airport. And again, I'm not going to make excuses for her. She was probably a few drinks in. Like, we had a good time on the airplane, and she probably had a few too many cocktails. Not going to make any excuses, but that was obviously part of the influence. But what you have to understand, that doesn't make Devin a bad, terrible woman. Just makes her a woman. Your woman is going to test you. If you're a high value, I don't care how high your value is, guys. Your woman's going to test you.
Facts.
Now, she's not going to listen. If the higher your value is, the less frequency that her testing is going to be. The lower your value is, the more frequent, the higher the frequency the testing is going to be. Sure. And eventually, you're going to fail a poop test at some point. But when you get that opportunity, as soon as something happens, you got to check that immediately. And I guarantee you, Devin's probably not going to test me again for about 6 months. Real talk.
Yeah, man. It's just the way of the world. And you guys got to understand that you got to put your foot down. And again, you never violently, attack your girl or anything if she doesn't do something. You just need to let her know that she can be kicked to the curb at any time.
You know it.
That's just how it is.
I'm going to tell you what. Real talk. Devin would probably tell you this, and I promise you, any woman who belongs to a high-value man would tell you this. They would rather be isubad than to be kicked to the curb. Real talk. If they step out of line or whatever, and if given the opportunity, look, you can either be isubad or you can, oh no, please, isuba me. Like, I'll take that punishment, right? Mm-hmm. So again, just by knowing that you could kick her to the curb is a worse prospect than being assaulted. That's real talk, guys. That's real talk. And again, you cannot have this frame if you are not high value. It just doesn't work that way. Listen, real talk. Before I get to Tim Taylor's super chat, here's what Devin has done today. She has, hang on a second. Hold up. Hang on a second. Dude, she cleaned out the fish tank. The pet fountain is cleaned. She washed and folded all of my clothes today. Yeah, dude, like she, oh yeah. Dude, the house is clean and all that stuff. Listen, this is what being a high value man does, guys.
What it is, man.
Tim Taylor with the $20 super chat says, men are the first line of defense for society. This feminizing of men is paving the path for no resistance for an authoritarian future. They're making us weak to roll us over when we become slaves like Chinese citizens. Real talk. Red Pill Mike, $5 super chat says, what does being a mentally unstable basket case have to do with strength? Yeah, exactly. Rashad Jones, $5. Appreciate that. Rubik.
Thank you guys for all the super chats, man. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you guys very much, man. You guys are always very, very generous. And we're gonna have to end this here soon because I got to get ready for the 6 at 7:30 with Coach Greg Adams. Rubik's back $5 Canadian dollars says, feminist. You don't like mouthy women? Of course you don't. Just want her to be silent after you roar on her. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's actually about right. Roy Kaufman, $5 says, the dresses in Denver is truth. I live downtown and see it more and more every day. The young boys weigh less than girls and follow like a puppy. What is happening in Denver?
Man, this is what happens when you lose masculinity, man. It's and here's the thing. Let me tell you guys something. When the men are feminized, you know who suffers the most? The women.
Yep.
Because quite frankly, that means there's less men to go around. This is why people have been wondering, man, why are there so many single women? And it's going to only go up as girls get more educated, earn more money, and society continues to become more and more feminized. More and more guys are going to be pretty much non-candidates for most women, and more women are going to be single. And it's already happened. The trend is already going now. Most single women that are in their 20s and 30s, etc., are single. So, most women, young women, are single. So it is what it is, man. It's going to continue to go because as guys become more and more feminized, women, like, they're repulsed by that.
They are. And listen, these guys are going to find out the hard way. I mean, listen, they're going to figure it out one way or another. Jade Minion, $5. The sad thing is Asia is falling victim to SJWs as well. South Korea, Japan, and China have the lowest birth rates because women choose career over family. Listen, it's spreading. But I'll tell you what, we're going to fall before they do. I know. Listen, I'll tell you that. Because, listen, the spread of the scourge is spreading a lot faster here than it ever did there. Last super chat of the day, Will H, $5, says, great content. Keep up the good work.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you guys very, very much for that. You guys are always super duper generous, man.
We got 1.75 guys, 1.75K people watching, man. Like the video, guys, pushing the algorithm so Donovan could hit 100,000 subscribers.
Man, the push to 100K is absolutely real. Well, I thought that was the last super chat of the day. David Rodriguez, $100 super chat, says, I believe you guys bring balance to our society, just like chlorine maintains correct pH in a public pool. So not only does he drop the $100 super chat, he hits us with the chemistry lesson as well.
Man, thank you so much, man. He gave 100 last week too.
Dude, he gave
David Rodriguez.
He gave 200 last week, man. So yeah. He's trying to be. I guess he's the Rodriguez version of Red Pill Mike.
Thank you, man.
David Rodriguez and Red Pill Mike. One more coming in. Roy Kaufman, $5, says, lift weights, practice martial arts, be a dangerous masculine man that stays in control. Real talk. And with that is going to do it for this edition of Weights and Dates. Exactly 30 minutes from now, we will be live on the 6th with special guest Coach Greg Adams. We're going to talk about the reason why by cohabitating long-term relationships and marriage is radioactive to men. And I cannot think of anyone better to talk about that than Coach Greg Adams. King of Life with the $5 super chat. You guys will not let us get off the air. We'll see you
guys so much.
Half an hour.